Hey guys, this is the overview of what I go over when I'm teaching about relationships. There are 4 things that we talk about, 4 main categories or pillars that we talk about when we're going over relationships. The first one is identity. This is so important because especially when you have, let's say you and your spouse are having problems, right? Problems are great because a problem always comes from a person, which means it's a personal problem. This is the best thing ever because it means that we can actually now know that the problem is coming from someone and it's their responsibility to actually fix it. But because we're always on the same team, it is the spouse's responsibility to help them to lean back onto their identity and to remind them, hey, you have strengths. Hey, you have so many great things about you. Where did this problem come from? And with your strengths and my strengths, we're gonna overcome it together. So identity is where I always start. Next, we go into trust because if you have a relationship that is no trust, well then that relationship isn't gonna last very long. Trust is an extremely important one, and you'll notice this is the most amazing, and I'm just skipping ahead, but the most amazing insight about trust is that if trust is ever lost within a relationship, it immediately damages the identity. And so you go right back to number 1, and this is why trust is number 2. Because if, for instance, if I'm married and then my spouse breaks my trust, I'm going, well, wait, the identity that I had of them doesn't match up with their action or what happened. So now I'm beginning to lose trust because I don't know if I can trust the identity that I had built up in my head. So now getting to know our spouse's identity better, we can see that, hey, we're all human and there are things where we are gonna mess up, but now we know how to fix it and we can do it as a team. So number 2 is trust. Number 3 is communication. Because if you guys have ever heard any advice on any relationship, they say communication is key. And why do we say that? Because the thing is, your experiences in your life are built through communication. It's how we talk. It's how we, share experiences. Communication can be through body language. It can be through your tone. It can be through your words. It can be through your actions. So communication isn't just your words, but it's everything that we do within our relationship. And it's so important because if we really know who we are and we have trust, well, now that we have these 2, we've actually created a space where we can get vulnerable, where we can actually have conversations with this person that we could never have with anybody else. And it allows us to work through traumas. It allows us to build trust. It allows us to really create a bond that is very, very special. And so once we've done those 3, we go up to collaborate. Now, collaboration within a relationship is basically what you do together. It's how you operate. It's how your life works, how your lifestyle works, what you guys do to head towards your combined vision. And this all together is what I call the new foundation, because typically when you get married, right, you're built on a foundation. And that foundation is usually something pretty shaky, something like it's built on love and how we feel right now and destiny and whatever else. And then, you have experiences and you have trips and you have, different things that you go through where you and your spouse, kind of like a wedding cake, it looks like, you guys are up here and it's like, you don't really think about your relationship, but when it goes wrong, you're thinking that it's these things, and sometimes it is, but a lot of the time it's that the foundation that you originally built on can't support your current relationship. So as we grow, as life gets more real, as your relationship goes on, we need to reinforce that foundation. And the way that we do that is by going through this cycle of learning about each other and ourselves, gaining trust, communicating, and then working together. And then by doing things together, we learn more about each other and we build even more trust and we communicate more, and it's this big, wonderful cycle. So this is the first half of what I teach in relationships, the foundation. And then the second half is your vision, which is, a little bit less intricate. But number 2 is going over your vision of where you want to go. Because the thing is, this is your starting point, but this is also a starting point that comes with you. It's not something that you do it once and then you leave it. It's something that we're continually doing as we're headed towards our shared vision. So what you'll see is if you do this, you and your spouse are gonna go, okay, we know where we are and we know, how we're gonna get there, but where are we going? If you know where you're going now, if anything goes wrong and you have a problem, which again, problem is all usually just perspective, your expectation wasn't met. And so the point is, if you guys know where you're headed and now one of you starts to get off the path, well, you can correct it and you can go, hey, that's a problem, that's an issue, that's something that was unexpected or didn't go right, according to heading towards our vision. So then together as a team, our biggest thing, same team. If you ever want to know if you have a problem in your relationship, just say, do I feel like we're on the same team? And if not, we'll get into identity, trust, communication, collaboration. You can fix that. But the idea is that if we know where we're going and then we hit a problem, well, now we say, oh, hey, we're on the same team. What's the problem? Your problem is my problem. We're going to solve it together. And the way we're going to solve it is we're going to dive into identity. Hey, was it one of your strengths that you misapplied? Is it something that you can't trust me with and so we didn't work together or collaborate correctly? Was it something that we just didn't communicate? Or is it, hey, you were playing in my field under my role, that we established that's, more my strength, and so I'm gonna take care of that area, and you weren't taking care of your stuff. What happened? And you can talk it through and you get on the same team and then you head towards your vision. Guys, this is everything that can fix a relationship. Of course, there's a lot to dive into with all of this, but getting on the same team in your relationship and heading to the same place together is so amazing. And now that you guys have probably, hopefully, been in your relationship for a while, you actually get to see, hey, I actually do know more about this person, so I'm starting with a way bigger head start on getting all of this down. And also, having lived together for a while, you guys have probably melded your visions pretty similarly. And of course, it's okay to have individual visions, but you have got to have a vision as a couple of where you're headed, what you want to do. And there's other things that we can dive into. If you go into identity, you're going into, hey, what's our lifestyle, our beliefs, what's our, our goals and everything, and then how you see the world. And then trust is often usually just us going to therapy and doing things like timeline therapy so that we can fix our past things that we've dealt with mostly other people. And now we can actually dive into a really safe place where we can trust this person, we can communicate those things, and now we can work on things to move past them. So guys, this is what I teach. If you guys need any help, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Reach out to me on Instagram. If you have my number, reach out to me there. I'd love to talk to you guys, and I hope this helps.